So far we have finished with the introductory part of the solid state reaction and the first order rate law. Now we will see the parabolic rate law. Okay, so this parabolic rate law is the general example of this type of rate law is the solid with the reaction of solid with the oxygen, that is the oxidation of the metal on the metal surface, which showing the parabolic type of rate law. Okay, so the oxide layer which once form on the surface of the metal, which thickness is goes on increasing. Okay, and this overall reaction is what the evolution of the oxygen. So once initial layer of oxide is formed on the metal surface, what will happen? The rate of reaction is going to get decrease. Okay, so overall we can say that the rate of this type of reactions in which that solid oxide or some material is going to form on the solid surface is depending upon what? The thickness of the layer. Okay, thickness of the layer x. So we can say that the overall rate of reaction, that is dx upon dt, that is the rate of reaction, is depending upon the thickness of layer. And as the thickness of layer increases, the rate of overall reaction is what? It is decreases, because the oxygen which must diffuse through the these layers on the metal oxides. Okay, so oxygen has to be get diffused through this metal oxide layer. So overall there is a decrease in the rate of reaction for this type of reactions. Okay, so overall we can say that this rate law is what? Dx upon dt is inversely proportional to what? 1 upon x. Okay, so the rate of reaction is inversely proportional to the thickness of the oxide layer that is formed on the surface of metal. Okay, so in order to remove that proportionality constant, we have just simply added the rate constant k. So next step is to integrate this equation within the proper limits. So at initial time t, the thickness of layer is what? Is equals to 0. Simply it is 0. And when the time has been taken to some finite time t, the thickness will be let x. Okay, so rearranging the above equation within the proper limits, that is integration from 0 to x for x dx is equals to integration of 0 to t for k dt. Okay, so the overall integration is what? X raised to n, we are using the x raised to n formula, that is x square upon 2 is equals to k into t. Okay, so we have just simply substituted the limit, that is x square upon 2 is equals to k into t, or x is equals to, that is the thickness is equals to 2 into k into t whole bracket raised to 1 by 2. So this type of equations are some representative form of what? The parabolas. Okay, like y is equals to x square or x is equals to y square. So these different types of equation can be used to represent the equation of parabola. So this equation can also be written as what? T is equals to, or t is directly proportional to x square. So this type of equations are called as what? Parabolic equation, and this equation is representing the rate of reaction on the solid surface involving the oxygen. So overall we can say that this rate laws are called as parabolic rate laws. Okay, so this above equation has the parabolic equation. This rate law is called as what? The parabolic rate law. Okay, so that is the first rate law, that is parabolic type of rate law. Now next type of rate law is the contracting sphere rate law. So in contracting sphere rate law, we have just simply considered that the particles which are reacting in the given reaction are simply the spherical solid materials. Okay, or these particles are having the spherical shape, and one more assumption has been made, that the density of all the particles that are reacting is considered to be the uniform throughout the mixture. Okay, so there are the two assumptions that has been made in order to construct this rate law. Is first is what? The particles are being solid sphere, and the second one is the density of the particles are same throughout the mixture. Okay, so suppose the reaction which involving this spherical solid particles which is having volume v, and the surface area of that solid particles are s. So for this particles, the volume of that sphere is given by formula what? 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so this is the volume of sphere. And what is the surface area of sphere? Surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. So remember these two equations, that is volume of sphere and surface area of the sphere. So since the reaction is taking place on the surface of solid, hence the rate of reaction is depending upon what, or it is directly proportional to the solid surface area S. So here is assumption that if you assume that there is a uniform density of the material present in the given mixture, so overall we can say that this overall rate of reaction is indirectly proportional to what, the volume V. Okay, because this mass and density and volume are related by one formula, that is density is what, mass per unit volume. And since we have assumed that this volume is, oh, sorry, this density is constant throughout, so in order to make the density constant, we can say this volume is directly proportional to weight of the solid sample. And we know that for solid state reaction, this weight of reaction is considered in order to construct the rate laws. So indirectly we can say that this mass or the weight of substance is directly proportional to volume, which is directly proportional to what, the rate of reaction. So rate of reaction is directly related with the volume of a particles. Okay, so volume of particle which is decreasing with respect to time, so the overall rate of reaction is what, decrease in the volume of reactant with respect to time is directly proportional to the surface area S of the solid spheres. Okay, that is we have just simply substituted the value for S, that is 4 pi r square, and for R we can get the value of R and V from this relation, that is volume is what, 4 upon 3 pi r cube. So we have just simply substituted that values for the R square and just simply substitute that values in the given equation, that is R square is equals to what, 3V upon 4 pi whole bracket raised to 2 by 3. Okay, here so we can say that minus dV upon dt is equals to k0 into 4 pi into 3V upon 4 pi whole bracket raised to 2 by 3. So all of this constant can be taken outside the bracket and we can directly write down that rate is minus dV upon dt is equals to k dash into V raised to 2 by 3. So overall we can say that this rate of reaction is depending upon the two-third power of the volume. Okay, so this rate law is also known as two-third ordered reactions. Okay, two-third order reaction. So this is the differential rate law. In order to obtain the integrated rate law, we have to integrate this equation within the proper limits of time and volume. Okay, so when the time is t, the volume of sphere, initial volume of sphere is v0, and at particular time t the volume is get decreased to the certain value of v. Okay, so simply just substitute that values in the given equation and rearrange that equation into in order to get the integrated rate laws. Okay, so we have just simply rearrange that equation, making the variables on the respective sides. Okay, and just put the limit for the volumes. So here again we will use the formula of x raised to n. Here n value is what, minus 2 by 3. So we have just used this integration rate law or the integrated equation. So integration of minus 2 by 3 is what, 1 by 3 upon 1 by 3. Okay, so just simply substitute the units for this equation, that is v raised to 1 by 3 and v0 raised to 1 by 3. Here k into t, or we can say that v0 raised to 1 by 3 minus v raised to 1 by 3 is equals to kt upon 3. Okay, so this equation is the integrated rate law for the contracting sphere. Okay, so if you want to like mention the rate law in terms of fraction of reactant reacted, okay, or the degree of dissociation, that is alpha, we can simply construct that rate laws in the same manner that we have seen for the first order rate laws, that is alpha is equals to what, v0 minus v upon v0, or 1 minus alpha is simply v upon v0, or this value of v is v0 into 1 minus alpha. So we require the value of volume raised to power 1 by 3. So simply take the 1 by third power of the overall equation. So v raised to 1 by 3 is equals to what, v0 raised to 1 by 3 into 1 minus alpha raised to 1 by 3. So substituting equation 5 in equation 4, we get the rearrange equation as v0 minus v0 raised to 1 by 3 into 1 minus alpha raised to 1 by 3 is equals to kt upon 3. So just simply take this v0 as a common factor. So we have just taken that common here, and just simplify the equation, and alpha is kept on the left hand side and this other variables are kept on the right hand side. Okay, so if you plot the graph of this 1 minus alpha raised to 1 by 3 versus time, you will get the graph of straight line passing through origin with the slope of that equation is what, k upon 3 into v0 raised to 1 by 3. So this is the overall contracting sphere rate law. Okay, so we have been left with only one rate law, that is the contracting area rate law. Okay, so we'll try to see that in the next lecture.